I don't know if it's the mom in me, but I cannot sit back and let people that I know and care about go hungry. Right now, we are in the middle of a government shutdown. The military is not getting paid. I'm blessed enough to be able to have a savings and have an emergency fund. But for some people, especially new people in the military, young people, not at a position where they are able to do that or where they have done that. I have a soldier right now, brand new to the military, been in barely a year, 18 years old, who didn't tell me, maybe because she's too proud, maybe she's nervous, maybe she's scared, whatever the case may be. But she told her battle buddy that she has $3 to her name. The battle buddy came and told me today. And I'm like, I know that there are programs, I know there are things, but in the moment right now, I'm thinking, what can I do to help this soldier? I am going to go to the commissary and get that soldier a gift card to buy groceries. It's Friday. I cannot sit in my house and be wondering, is my soldier going to be able to eat this weekend? Until Monday, when stuff open back up and the banks, and we can try to get her a loan, this and that. So I figure at least with a gift card, she can get some bread, some lunch meat, some cereal and milk, some cup of noodles, and be able to eat. But I just wanted to come on here and let people know that you may have people in your formation to the left and to the right of you who are scared to speak up, who don't feel comfortable saying anything, and they're suffering in silence.
Military families are missing paychecks. Some of them are standing in line at food pantries to feed their kids, and this is happening because of Donald Trump. I'm Eliza Orland's career public defender for 15 years in Manhattan, and right now, because of the government shutdown, active duty service members aren't getting paid. These are people who show up to serve our country every single day, people deployed overseas, people working at bases here at home, and their families are skipping meals. And it's about to get much worse. Nearly 3 million U.S. service members will miss their next paycheck on October 15th if Congress doesn't act. And so what did Speaker Mike Johnson just do? He announced another week off, telling Republicans to stay in district while military families are bracing for missed paychecks.
There is quite a bit of military members and their families in line because of this government shutdown.
House Speaker Mike Johnson has kept the House out of session, refusing to call members back to pass a bill to pay service members despite bipartisan support for that legislation. Meanwhile, Trump is bragging about this shutdown. He's calling it a great thing for the country. But let's be clear, it's not members of Congress or billionaires feeling the pain. It's working families. The military doesn't shut down during a shutdown. Troops are still required to work, but their paychecks are frozen. Their bills keep coming. And the same politicians who claim to support the troops are the ones responsible for this cruelty. Our military families deserve better than this. They have given everything to this country, and the absolute minimum, the least we can do, is make sure they can feed their families. This is horrible policy, but it's also a deep betrayal of these families. And so no one who claims they love our troops should allow them and their families to go hungry. Make no mistake, this shutdown is Trump's choice, and our military families...
Guys, I'm just tired of the blame games. Like, can there be a solution already? Hey, beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by. So all credit goes to the creators in these videos. And guys, in today's video, so the US government is still shut down. The Congress still can't agree on the budget. And now, federal funding has stopped. Across the country, the offices are closed, workers are sent home, parts of the government is frozen, and the US military is not on shutdown, even though the government is on shutdown. Because even in the shutdown, the soldiers, the sailors, the marines, the airmen will still report for duty. I mean, they still guard their bases, they still patrol the seas, they fly missions, they are still standing and they are watching. And they don't get to clock out even when everything seems to be crumbling around them. And the problem is that they might not get paid. Yeah, that's right. They keep serving, they keep protecting the nation, even though there is a shutdown, and their paychecks can be delayed because the government cannot pass a funding bill. Guys, just think about it for a second. Men and women who risk their lives for the country are now being told, yeah, keep working, keep going for service, keep going and coming, but your paycheck might not come. And while they are doing this, the politicians keep arguing and blaming themselves and delaying, and these troops keep going. What do you think about it? Let's see what these other creators have to say.
October 13th, Monday. That is the day the military paychecks start to be processed, so our more than 1 million service members can be paid on the 15th. If the government isn't open by Monday, then those paychecks will either be reduced or non-existent. Now, politically speaking, not paying our active duty military members while they're actually deployed and at work is a bad political look. But again, that political pitfall doesn't seem to be moving lawmakers into action either. And the last number I want to talk about is 30. If House Speaker Mike Johnson follows through on his current plan, the United States House of Representatives will be on recess for 30 days. Yeah, you heard me right. As our government is shut down, today Speaker Mike Johnson says he sees no reason to bring the House back into session next week either. The House has been on recess, by the way, since September 19th, and if Johnson keeps the House out of session next week too, they will not be coming back to Washington, D.C. until October 20th. That means no votes, no negotiations, no swearing-ins, nothing. Now, here's the thing. Neither the Democrats or the Republicans seem to be shifting their positions on this government shutdown at the moment. But if the situation at airports goes from sporadic closures at only a few airports to widespread closures at lots of airports, and goes from airports only being closed a few hours a day to closed all day, putting tons of pressure on travelers and air safety, or if perhaps our military members and military families really start to put pressure on our lawmakers, we're going to be stuck right here for who knows how long.
Okay, I have to say something. I'm going to try not to get too angry about it, but I am a little frustrated because I keep seeing comments about the shutdown, about military families saying that they should plan better or they should have saved for this. And while most of these comments are from civilians, I have seen some from spouses of higher ranking service members and a lot of active duty service members who don't have families. Let me explain why this isn't really a reality for a lot of families. So when Billy was a junior enlisted sailor and we had 3 babies, we didn't have a lot. We qualified for WIC. And we stretched every dollar. There wasn't anything left to save. And that's not because we were irresponsible. It's just a reality for a lot of junior enlisted families. We are fortunate to be in a better place now, but I remember what it was like. Base pay for entry-level enlisted is in the high 20s to low 30s a year. Over half of military households are one income because daycare would cost more than the second parent going to work. And even when spouses want to work, constant moves make it nearly impossible to hold a stable job. Now, add a PCS in the middle of a shutdown. Families are expected to pay upfront thousands in moving costs before reimbursements even hit. And for families with medically complex kids like mine, we still have out-of-pocket costs for medications and medical supplies. And military pay could have been protected. There was broad bipartisan support to pass a standalone bill to keep service members paid. It would have passed easily. But Speaker Mike Johnson, who routinely says he's pro-military and pro-family, refused to bring Congress back to vote on it. That was his decision alone. It's on him, so let's be clear about that. Service members are still working, they're deployed, they're standing the watch. Their jobs don't stop, and neither should their pay.
The fact that their jobs don't stop means that their pay should not also stop. Because for these military families, it's not just about politics, it's stressful. The bills do not stop. Their rents do not stop. Because behind every uniform is a family that is trying to make ends meet. And when their paychecks are delayed, the bills will still come. The car loans, the groceries, the childcare will all continue as usual. And for many of those military families who live paycheck to paycheck, this will create a serious financial stress. Because this is just a painful irony, guys. The people that dedicate their lives to protecting the nation will now worry about protecting their own families from financial strain. And many of those families, will turn to their savings, that is, even if they have any, and they will turn to their community for help. And many people will just feel helpless while they wait for the Congress to act. And the emotional toll is just heavy, guys. And it's sending a message to the government, because if the government is saying that, oh, you guys still have to show up for work, I mean, the best they can do is not to delay their payments and to just show up for them. Because they are standing on guard for the government. and the country is not looking as if it wants to stand on guard for them.
Members are not rich. They're not pulling monies like that. But you have TRICARE, right? Your insurance covers everything. And the military pays for your housing. I could give you a list of things wrong with my house. I could tell you all the ways TRICARE has tried to shove it up my other side. But you shouldn't just rely on his income. You should have a job too. Do you know how long the waiting list is in most military areas? Could be a week. Could be 16 months. That's if you can afford it. I tried to put my child in daycare last October, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and do you know how much it was going to cost me? $1,200. That's half of what my husband makes every month. 3 days a week. Do you know how hard it is for military spouses to get a job? Because we're just going to move in a couple months. We are fortunate enough to actually have a savings, but so many other families are not. But you can get a loan from USAA or Navy Fed. USAA is a scam. They're about to screw over thousands of military families. Thousands. But you really should have a savings. Do you know how expensive it is to actually move? Do you know how expensive it is to go see your family at the holidays? Most military families live paycheck to paycheck. Some military families qualify for food stamps. We don't have any debt, and there are some months we still struggle. Don't even get me started on how the clothing allowance the military offers doesn't actually cover all of their gear and uniforms for the year, or if they need new boots, or if they need new stripes. Heaven forbid they get promoted, or need tailoring. You guys have an unrealistic expectation for how military families live and the money that they're making. You can Google it. It's not that much. And the fact that there are families in panic and you want to blame it on the spouses, that's embarrassing. Tell me you've never been a service member or a spouse. Oh wait, you did by your
Hi,
family.
I'm Elizabeth, and I'm a veteran, and that makes me pretty lucky because I know how I'm going to pay my mortgage next month. I'm not worried about missing a paycheck. But the last time the government shut down, I remember exactly what it felt like to not know how I was going to pay my mortgage, to go to work and put in long hours and not know if I was going to get paid, to be concerned about childcare, to be concerned about groceries. I remember exactly what that felt like, and I remember what it felt like for the soldiers that I was working with. So we can do something about this. And as a veteran, I have an obligation to say something and bring this to light because Congress is still getting paid, but our military isn't. This is not a red versus blue, a right versus left issue when it comes to just ensuring that our military gets paid. This isn't even a do you support the military or do you not support the military issue. These are real people, mostly young people with young families who don't know how they're going to pay their rent and their mortgage, who are worried about groceries. And yes, I know there's an option to get a 0% loan, but that is a hard credit check and people are being denied for it. But they are still showing up to work. They are still serving and doing their duty with a lot of fear. So we're not going to get into the Senate, whatever. They can't pass a resolution. Cool. I mean, they're paid to do it, but they can't do it, whatever. Let's talk about the House because there is a resolution on the floor. The Military Pay Act of 2026 that would allow our military members to continue to be paid even through the government shutdown. There's two ways this can go through. This is a bipartisan act that's been brought forward. So unanimous vote from Congress. You wouldn't have to call Congress back in. You wouldn't have to have everyone come from their states back out to DC and have an in-person vote. Everyone could say, yeah, approve, let's do that. Option 2 is for the Speaker, Mike Johnson, to call everybody back from their districts and to have a vote to get this resolution passed to ensure that our military members are paid. Well, he is refusing to do that. Despite him continuing to draw a paycheck, to not worry about where he's coming from, his response was, well, the House did their job. I'm not calling everybody back just to vote on this act to ensure our military members are being paid. So the people who make hundreds of thousands less than him, supporting their families who are doing their job, who are going to work, are not being paid, yet our members of Congress are. It is the time to say something, to do something about this. Call your representatives and demand that our military members continue to get paid.
So my question is, how is the Congress being paid even though all this shutdown ish originated from them? And the very people that are protecting the nation looks like they're not going to get paid. They're out there working, training, defending the nation without even the guarantee of a paycheck. I mean, it's not right. They've kept their promise to America. Now America just needs to keep its promise to them. Because if they can stand on guard through chaos, through the ups, through the downs, the Congress should find a way to also pay them. I mean, respect them and stand with them because these are heroes. And I don't think they should be without a paycheck because they have proven their loyalty time and time and time again. And if people should be treated with utmost importance, they should be in the front of the line, guys. No excuses, no delays, just give them their pay, respect them, and honor them. Guys, a nation does not turn its back on its protectors. It should always stand by them, true and true. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear from you, and if you have found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll definitely see you in my next video. Please stay safe. Mental health is important. Ciao.